Hello and welcome to a brand new game on Pawsome. You're joined by myself and Derek.
Hello!
And we are going to be playing I Am Alive. It's a game that we're somewhat familiar with. Derek played around with it before, but I personally have never played it.
We played like 10 minutes of it, and it was just one of those games that like you're not really sure at all what's going on. Like it gives, like we sort of do, but there's a lot of mystery to it, so we were very interested in playing it here on the channel.
I don't think it's that much. Derek was just really bad at it for whatever reason because he wouldn't pay attention to directions. But either way, if you guys are interested in this game at all, it was a Games with Gold that came out a little while ago. It's actually a 360 game. So yeah, we're just gonna hop right into things. Play, help and options. Leaderboards, help and options. Play, help and options. Play.
Normal. Another thing I just wanted to say is I don't spend too much time looking for items. There's not really that many items.
I will do what I need to do. You will not criticize me like you do with Spyro.
What was that, Maddie? I can't hear you over here whispering.
Just go fuck yourself.
Oh, I don't think I saw who this person was before.
No, because you weren't paying attention. Derek just did not pay attention
well,
to one goddamn thing when he was playing.
I was over Maddie's house one night, and I just kind of like was searching around what games she had downloaded with Games with Gold, and this is like one of the games she had, and I was like, this is mysterious looking, so let me play a little bit of it. And
let me tell you, him playing through it was infuriating. I was literally screaming because he was doing such stupid things.
Well, I mean, it was difficult mechanics. It was just like the game it had like a tutorial area, but like a lot of it wasn't like exactly explained. So, what more do you need? Oh, go flashlight. Pistol.
Never even fired a gun before. Anyway.
That begs the question, like, so he found that pistol, I guess with no ammo, and never even, didn't have an opportunity to fire it?
Probably.
Almost a year now since the event. Only took me 4 hours to fly out east. Better part of a year
Since the
walk home.
event.
With any luck, I'll be back at our apartment in another couple of hours.
This camera's got pretty good night vision.
It's 6 in the morning. There's probably a little bit of sunlight out.
This looks different.
The sky's all black.
Anywhere I've seen.
Hmm.
I wonder what it looks like inside the city. I know it's crazy, but I just have this feeling that I'll find you. Julie, without you and Mary, none of this makes any sense.
So he's making like a video vlog of himself traveling back to his hometown, I guess, to reunite with his wife and daughter. So
He said daughter really weird, but yeah, he's talking to them while he's filming.
But like, real talk, psychology of this guy. I thought about it a lot since I played it, and I'm like, I don't know, because like, why would you do that? Like, if you really thought you were gonna see them again one day, and you could just like tell them about your travels, and it's not like he's like filming. Maybe he did film like things as he went along, but like what's the real importance of that? You know what I mean? Like, maybe he's filming because he knows that like they're most likely dead, and this is just his way of like talking to the dead.
I mean, it could also be like his way of just keeping sane. Like, he's probably been by himself. He said it took him 4 hours to get there by plane, and that was like before the quote-unquote event.
And it took him a year.
Yeah, he's been by himself for a year.
And I don't know if they ever really said what city this was and what city he came from. So I gotta imagine maybe it's like entirely across the country, because like I don't know. And this is obviously, as he is demonstrating right now,
How do I get up? Oh, thank God.
a post-apocalyptic apocalyptic scenario where a lot of things are destroyed and hard to maneuver around, but if you're talking like, so like there's got to be large stretches of land where you can just like walk that can't be like too treacherous to traverse, like, so I wonder, yeah, it has to be like pretty far for him to have taken a year to get there, you know?
Well, he said East Coast, so I'm pretty sure he said they're on the West Coast. So I'd say he went across the country.
But I mean, like, well, I guess the question I was trying to pose was, maybe I should rewatch Forrest Gump, figure it out. How long would it take, like, somebody to go from, like, one side of the country to the other? Like, in, like, current day, like, let's say there's nothing you have to really traverse, like, the regular path of travel that you would get on any normal day, you know? You couldn't walk on the highways, really. I mean, you could, but you gotta go through, like, small towns. How long do you think it would take, Maddie?
I really couldn't tell you.
I want to say, like, 4 months. Maybe a little less than that. And that's like if you were like walking 10 hours a day, because you also have to, there's a lot of physicality to it. Like maybe he took breaks here or there for like a week at a time, and that's why it took a year, you know, stopping at different settlements, getting, you know, different amounts of information about what's going on and who's like still alive. But I mean, if you were pretty continuous, like walked 8 hours a day, rested like the other 16, like I'd say 4 months.
I mean, sure, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say the entire country is devastated by what the rest of, like, basically what this bridge looks like.
The whole country is a bridge, though.
No, but the whole country, I'm saying, is destroyed. I don't want to have spoilers, because I know what the event is, but, you know.
Well, I mean, looking at this, it's some, as you could probably tell, it's some kind of natural disaster. You know, I mean, obviously that river is not flowing like any natural river ever would.
It's just filled with a lot of water, Derek.
Yeah, what's that giant fucking crack in the earth where all the water's dumping into?
I didn't see that.
Not. Yeah. Well, I didn't see it either when I was playing it, but now that I can like actually pay attention to what's going on.
I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, you gotta perform an extreme effort. Do it! This is literally like the video game explanation of that old thing where it's like, if you were like dying in the desert and like you saw something that was hopeful, like would you actually strive that bit much more to get there? But I don't know, because like your muscles would like give out, wouldn't they? Like you would not, like, I know what they're saying by extreme effort, like maybe it's like the adrenaline of oh my god I don't want to die, but like you don't get that every time, and like your muscles can only perform to a certain degree.
That's why your stamina goes down though, because it's like
you're killing your muscles.
Yeah, it's like you're using up your reserves.
I guess.
How the fuck did I get? All right.
There's a rope or a steel cable. Rope burn. Oh wait, he's wearing gloves. Oh my god! Did I ever tell you about the time when I was when I was younger, and I got rope burn really bad?
I have a scar of rope burn that I got that was really bad, Derek.
Well, thank you for like one-upping the rope burn story I was going to tell before I even tell it. Gosh.
Alright, tell me your story.
Okay. So when I was a child, like, you know, very young, my parents always loved to take me to this place they called Kids Castle. Well, it was called Kids Castle. Have you ever been there?
Nope.
It was like a giant, like, castle made out of wood. It was basically like it's not an amusement park of any kind. It was like a public park, but it was like a really big, like, thing, you know? It wasn't just like your ordinary jungle gym. It was like 10 times the size of that. Like, at the top level of this castle that you could go inside and climb around, you were probably like 3.5 stories off the ground. Like,
There's a crack. I didn't
yeah,
notice
right?
that.
Although, I don't know if waterways would function like that if something like that existed in its place. Would it fill the crack? I don't know.
Well, depends on how deep the crack is.
So anyway, this place called Kids Castle. There are a bunch of different parts to it, a lot of different like rope bridges and whatnot. And It was a blast, and I always loved going there as a kid. Now, flash forward to, like, when I'm, like, 12, maybe 13, when I'm starting to become, like, less of a kid, and my dad, for whatever reason, just decides to take me there, like, one last time. Like, this was, like, 2 years after I'd, like, gone there, like, the last time. And I was like, you know, I felt awkward. I was, like, a lot of bigger than other kids. But I was like, you know what, I'm glad that I have this last little, like, bit of nostalgia. You know, before, like, the childhood is ruined as it is, or as they say. And part of, like, this, like, one section in the very back of the castle were these different, like, elevated, like, sliding pole things, and one of them was just a rope. And I didn't understand that the rope was meant to, like, climb up. Like, you're supposed to, like, hold onto the rope and use, like, this, like, wooden wall as, like, with your feet. And I really think it probably was no more than, like, 5 feet off the ground. Like, you know, probably back then it was, like, up to my head or maybe a little bit more than that. But, so I saw the poles and my super brain was like, yeah, slide down the rope. And I just slid down the rope and just fucking got rope burn. Like, and it wasn't, like, fucking that rope, that nice braided rope that you'd use in, like, real mountain climbing. It's fucking, like, braided twine.
Alright, so I'm going to pause you real quick. A lot of these, like, in-loading screen tips help you a lot when you play.
Oh, yeah?
Like, that one there, and, like, when Derek played, there was one that explained the little bit that you come up to right here that he didn't notice when he was playing.
I think it tells you right away. I just was too reactionary.
I don't want any trouble. I'm already gone.
You know, because I'm so used to games that look like this, like The Last of Us or Uncharted, where, like, you see an enemy, that enemy dies before you walk away.
This one's
like,
a lot more realistic, and, like, the fact that they legitimately have people that are just, like, scared.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting view.
But resume your story.
That was the end of my story. Yeah. I really got really bad rope burn. And, like, I think I remember it, like, I was there for no more than, like, 5 minutes. And I think I just remember it being this point where I was like, this is what you get for trying to, like, hold on to childhood. Fucking rope burn. And, like, I was just like, Dad, we gotta go. And we, like, drove to, like, a CVS or something. And we got, like, a bunch of Neosporin or some crap so that it would just stop burning. So literally, like, and I don't think I understood until that moment that rope burn is literally called rope burn because it feels like your hands are on fire after they've been cut up. Especially when it's fucking twine and all the little, like, fragments of the twine are stuck in all your cuts. Oh, buddy. What's your rope burn story?
So, when I was little, the first, like, house I ever lived in, we didn't have an enclosed backyard. Like, we didn't have a fence or anything. But, a lot of our neighbors did, so I think we had only, like, the way to the front of our house, and, like, one of our neighbors didn't have a fence either. So we just would put our dog on, like, a long leash on, our swing set that we used to have. And, she was a corgi, and corgis are herding dogs. So whenever, like, my brother and I would be out playing, she would always try and, like, wrap the rope around our legs to get us to stay in the yard type of deal. Well, we were playing with, I think it was called, like, a Wacky Daisy or something like that. And, it was basically, like, a sprinkler of a flower that would, like, whip around and, like, send water everywhere. Hold on. Oh, nope, that didn't work.
Well.
But it would whip water everywhere, and, you know, you just kind of ran around like crazy, so it would make our dog kind of crazy. And so she had wrapped the rope around my legs, and we had, like, neighbors' kids over and my brother over, and they were all running around, and I had gotten one of my legs out, but I couldn't get the second one out. And long story short, nobody would stop running around, so she just kept tightening the rope until my leg started bleeding. And my mom basically came out and had to carry me inside, and I literally still have, I literally still have a scar around that ankle to this day.
Died.
Shut up. You died 4 times
Yeah,
by this
I
point.
was gonna say, yeah. It's the point where, like, I was extremely made fun of by Maddie when I was playing because I couldn't figure out what it wanted me to do. And I just kept shooting the first guy and then just trying to beat the second guy up. Oh. But yeah, I want you to, like, be very tactful.
Hold up. Okay. Okay.
These quick time events are actually, like, really harrowing, too, because you gotta really feather that right trigger in order to do them right. That guy's got a cool hat.
I hate how they can group up on you.
Yeah, you gotta shoot one of them.
Well, it wouldn't let me take my gun out. Let's try it again.
Yeah, I think that's what it wants you to do that second time around.
It is,
Because
but
there's definitely no way you can do anything to either of them. Because the point the gun tactic, I don't think. Well, actually, wait, is there a hole around here you could kick somebody into?
only if I lead them back in.
Hey, wait, no.
Oh yeah, I'm at the back of your gun. Yeah, like point your gun at one of them, make them stop. Oh, or just shoot him.
You made a big mistake.
I don't think so. I just killed 3 guys. You're not looking too good. Oh, he'll die. They take forever to die in this game. Half the budget went to the dying animation.
They
It's
just
just
wiggle around.
like, I'm dying. What?
They just wiggle around.
Yeah, wiggle physics. Except it was entirely animated. It's like I think painkillers are the only thing that restores health, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I'll hold on to them for a little bit.
Shit, I had something to say and I forgot it.
Well, I was just talking about how I have a scar around my ankle.
Yeah. So, watch out for ropes. Like, rope burn's like one of those things, like, like fucking, like bees. Like, you don't see it coming, it just happens, and it's very rare.
I fucking hate bees.
Like, you see bees all the time, you see rope all the time. You don't always get hurt by bees and rope, but, you know, sometimes, what the fuck do you know?
I've only ever
It takes a turn.
been stung by a bee once in my entire life, and it was the worst ever thing that could have happened to me.
I think that's a bad example. I think I meant to say something more like, what the fuck are they called? It's like sand traps. Quicksand. Like, quicksand, like, when you're a kid, like, they warn you about quicksand so often in cartoons. It's like, don't get trapped in quicksand. But it's like, how often do you encounter that situation? It's the same thing with rope
I think you
burns.
encounter rope and rope burn a lot more than quicksand.
I've only ever had it once in my life. I don't know. If I lived in a country that had quicksand, maybe I'd be involved with quicksand more often. Who knows? Where's quicksand happen?
And like,
In the Amazon? Like in
yeah, and like
South Africa,
swamps.
South America?
Well, it depends on your definition of quicksand.
America.
Technically speaking, like, mud could have the same kind of,
Effect.
yeah, but in humid climates or dry climates.
Ooh, did I ever tell you about lahars?
I'm not sure what word you just said.
It's lahar. It's Lahar. A lahar is like, it's like a mudslide but worse. It's like caused when like a volcano goes off and like the ash and part of the molten debris get mixed with like fast moving bodies of water like lakes, and they basically just they make like really fast moving liquid concrete that like you literally like, it's not even like it sweeps you away. It's like, imagine like you just, it's like a river of like concrete moving really fast, and you stick your thing in, and like, not your thing. you stick your hand in, and like all of a sudden your hand not only like gets like crushed, but it's also like pulled away and like buried. It's like just like a fast moving river of rocks. It's fucking insane. It's one of the coolest things, and I love the idea of it. And I want to see one before I die. But it's kind of hard, because you know, you have to be kind of near a volcano when
Yeah.
it's going off. It's very rare.
What's this?
So is it kind of like what happened to like Pompeii in a sense?
No,
Because I thought that was like the ash.
Pompeii was just ash.
We'll be taken to one of the emergency shelters.
It's like thick
It's very
ash
hard to
clouds.
express
There's
information about the
a
evacuation
word
plan.
for that.
I have no idea what
Oh,
will happen in the next hour.
Part of the part of what happened to Pompeii, not the people who turn into statues, but the people who were unfortunate enough not to turn into statues, dealt with pyroclastic explosion, which is literally the heat clouds that come off of volcanoes are just exploding clouds that move in like a gust type fashion. So imagine like you're in like a middle of a field and you feel. I should have stopped talking, shouldn't I? Are we trying to listen to this? Oh, it's the title screen. Yeah, the wife and daughter are alive, but they went to a shelter.
Well,
and
the wife
he
and
wants
daughter
them
were
to
alive
find
when
them.
they wrote this letter. We don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was like a long time
Yeah,
ago.
he just said May 23rd. That's almost a year ago because it was April 21st when he was recording, as it is now.
Okay.
I think it also explained like what was going on is that like the incident was a bunch of like earthquakes.
Yes. We should have said that. Part of the reason I'm loving to talk
And
about
like they were
natural disasters.
evacuated to some like safety shelter type of place.
Because earthquakes are like one of them. Well, let me finish my thing on pyroclastic
Well, okay.
explosion.
You've had to go.
Earthquakes on this scale to cause damage that they did in that kind of river is like world-ending events.
Yeah. like 2012.
It's like Pompeii breaking it back apart to being sucked up together again.
Well, this is very interesting. I didn't know that I would have so much to talk about this episode. So,
Where could you be now?
final thing on pyroclastic explosion. Just imagine you're in the middle of a field and like like a gust of wind comes by on a nice summer day. Like just imagine that same gust of wind, except like every part of it is constantly exploding and at super hot temperatures. Like where you could instantly be like incinerated. So I'm sure that, the people who were turned into stone at Pompeii were much more happy having that happen to them than...
Yeah, I mean, between the options of dying and dying.
Yeah.
As you saw, though, there was a after-quake, so, like, these earthquakes are still ongoing.
But, on a better note... Oh, you got time. It's 22. Ooh, his face looked really defined there for a second. They purposely set up that light beam on his face.
Yeah, because I can't get them back on his face now.
So, but interesting enough, the people who were turned into stone at Pompeii didn't die, like, being turned into stone. Like, it's not how they portray it in movies where they're like, oh no! Like, with their hand up to their head, like, what a day! Like, instantly, like, Medusified. Like, they're usually huddled they're pretty much on the ground, like, dead already, because when that happens with the ash, and it's that thick in the sky, and you inhale ash,
Yeah, they probably
ash
asphyxiated.
is just like floating rock particles, so when it gets in your lungs, it literally solidifies, and there's like rocks forming on the walls of your lungs, so you just suffocate to death.
Asphyxiate.
Asphyxiate, whatever. Suffocate, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just maybe slight differences. Wait, oh, okay. I will talk all about the earthquakes in the next episode, because we're about to get to a point where I just want to focus on the game.
Yeah, so we're going to actually end it here for now.
What? No, we got time.
We'll
We can meet the
see
little girl.
what happens next in the next episode that Derek just ruined. But, thanks.
I said it in the beginning of the episode, I'm pretty sure.
Shut up. Thanks so much for watching.
I'm sorry.
We'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe if you'd feel like it. If not, bye.
Don't die by Ash. Bye.